Hello everyone, welcome to this MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. I am Bess McCarty, coach for network marketers, also called the shrink of MLM. And usually I partner to bring this show with you, partner with Jeffrey David Gamble to bring this show with you, to you. And we are working to go back to having a dual Facebook screen. Again, Facebook has changed their methods and they no longer allow the dual Facebook live stream, so we're working on a way to possibly accomplish that with Zoom. And welcome, Shamala. This is, today is the Law of the Buy-In, one of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Feel like I'm sitting kind of low here. Scoot up a little bit here. Okay, maybe that helps a little. Out of my usual environment and doing this live today. So welcome, Shamala. Thank you. So today is the Law of Buy-In, and this is one of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership taught by John Maxwell. And this is an ebook that you can get if you wish to follow along. You can go to our Facebook group, the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. That's a Facebook group, and you can get a free copy of that ebook. You can join that group. You can scroll down, and you can find all the replays there. And you can find over 550 network marketing leaders there. So this show is every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern time, and we come to you with one of the laws every day. We cover one of the laws. And why do we do this? Because network marketing involves leadership. Any type of growth anyway it does. You can sell your product, you can just do retail, but if you really want it to grow and really develop a full-time network marketing business, then this takes leadership. Looking to you as the leader of the team. So today I'm going to talk about why people look to you, and it involves a vision. The Law of Buy-In really is about two things. It's about having a vision that people will follow, and it's about being the type of person that people will follow. Do they buy into you and then to your vision? Second, first they buy into you and then they buy into the vision, believe it or not. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. And I would like to invite anybody watching the replay, please type in replay because I'd like to thank you for watching. And if you know someone who wants to be an MLM leader, it would be great if you could share it with them. Tag them here or share with them in another Facebook group live, perhaps. Another Facebook group that can be watching this live at the same time. So to start out, I'm going to invite some people. And I don't know how to talk very well while I do this, so I'm just going to say that I welcome and am inviting Nancy, Jim, and Jerry, Teresa, Becky, and David, Sherry, Benny, Joyce. Going to invite Carol, and going to invite Adrienne. A lot of these people are our good friends and also students in the MLM Millionaire Academy. And by the way, this show is sponsored by, is a generic show sponsored by our generic school, the MLM Millionaire Academy. This is a generic school for network marketers. And we have been, Jeff and I have been doing this together for a year and a half, but I have been actually running this school for 10 years now, online, for network marketers. And I'm inviting Janny, Lucy, Ignacio, and Denise, and Matt, and Pilani, and Doris, and Gloria, and Omar. And welcome everybody who is here watching. If you are an MLM leader or an MLM leader in training, please type in yes, because I'd like to acknowledge you for that. That is why we're here, right? That's where we make the difference. We can just do our business, or we can lead others. And inviting Sean, and Jared, and Maria, Dana, Iman, Carrie, Andrew, and Ruby, and Pat. Okay. Hope these people can get the message and join in with us. So thank you. Shamala is from South Africa. I've been hearing a lot of good things about South Africa, actually. I've been hearing that People in South Africa often put people first before money or time. They make sure that people are happy. They make sure that they're bringing value and meeting the needs of people around them. Would you say that's true more than in the U.S. if you know anything about the U.S.? I say that in the U.S. often time or the bottom line or the dollar or business comes before people's needs very, very often. So interesting to hear that about South Africa. So let's go to the law of the buy-in. Excuse me, without the frog, right? So very interesting that people buy into a leader and then the vision, but the leader must have the vision to offer the people too. But this is what John Maxwell says. Very interesting. The people buy into who, then what. So a leader finds the dream, the vision, and then finds the people. But people find the leader and then the dream. They find the dream through the leader. And that's why people often follow a personality so much more than even the vision. They trust that person so much. Did you know that people followed Gandhi so much, and they bought into him so much that they were even willing to be mowed down, to be shot down, because they just knew they wanted to follow this man and this leader, whatever that entailed and whatever that took. And they stood up for the principles that Gandhi represented, but first they stood for him, didn't they? They stood for him and they stood by him, and they were willing to pay the price, whatever that meant to them. So that's pretty big when you're willing to give up your life because you buy into a leader that much. So what does that take? What kind of a person do people buy into? Well, people buy into a leader who they trust, who they know is going to lead them in the right places. And here are 4 dimensions of character that you can check out and see. Check yourself out against these. Would I be somebody that people buy into? And actually, you can, do a little test and think, well, do people like working with me? Is it easy to enlist their help, their action? Is it easy to engage the teamwork when there's a project? In network marketing, that might look like holding a vision, and such as a mission vision for your team, such as let's help everybody to get out of debt, because most people have some sort of debt, don't they? So that could be the vision. Let's help people get out of debt, or let's help people to quit their jobs. And a lot of people have jobs they love, but most don't really care for them, or they would rather be doing something more meaningful in their life, something that means something to them, or lets their entrepreneurship be in charge, or gives them the freedom of time or money that they're desiring. So your vision could be like help people get out of debt, help people to leave bad jobs, help people to have the freedom for their life, rather than to build their own dream and vision and goals, rather than to work for someone else's vision and goals. You could pick a vision such as this, and it is important to put that before your team. But guess what? They aren't going to follow that if they don't follow you first. So it's important to have the vision, because the leader needs to find the dream and then find the people. But to be the type of person that people buy into, what does that take? So here are 4 dimensions of character. So 1 is authenticity. And that means be yourself. Be your own unique self. Did you know that there is no other person like you on the planet that can bring what you bring? You don't have to model yourself after someone else. You can be true to your own self and your values. And people sense that when we are true, when we are authentic, when we're honest, when we are consistent with our values and our honesty and our truth, and when we would do anything to uphold them. That is authenticity. And people can sense that. You can sense when somebody is themselves and not trying to be what you think they want you to be, but who they really are and they put that out, and it's good. It has to be good, right? You can not follow an authentic crook, but it needs to be good and aligned with the right values. But then be yourself, who you are, and allow yourself to discover who that is, the unique things that you bring to the table. And if you're a shy person or an introvert, you don't have to be an extrovert. You have to connect with people some, but you could still do it in your own style, own way. So be yourself, because people sense when you are and people sense when you aren't. If you're acting like somebody else, then it sort of like puts a mask on who you really are, and they don't get that. But when people sense the real authentic self, then they put their trust in that. So that's the first of the 4 dimensions of characters, authenticity. The second one is self-management. And that means manage your emotions, discipline your actions, be consistent in what you do and what you say, have that be authentic and consistent back and forth. What you do, what you say your values are, and what your actions show that they are. And it means making the best decisions that you possibly can, self-management, taking your time to make a decision, but maybe that means research or ask other people what is the best thing to do going forward. And it means give credit to others. Be the last to take credit and the first to take blame, but acknowledge other people. That's part of self-management. Let others stand in the spotlight, or say, we achieved this goal because of these people, not because of me, but because of the people on the team. So give the credit to others. Manage emotions. To me, that means take responsibility for them rather than to blame. Oh, I'm having a hard time, or I didn't accomplish this because so-and-so didn't give me what I needed, or they didn't tell me, or something like that. But managing our own emotions and our own discipline, to me, means that I say I am the cause of everything that I feel and do, not other people. So I cannot shift that responsibility to someone else, and therefore I can take charge of my own emotions and make sure that they're constructive ones and positive ones. Okay, number 3 of the 4 dimensions of character is humility. Life is a mirror. We want to ask for help when we need it. And so humility means a few things to me. Being coachable, that means asking for help or looking for resources where we need to accomplish something or want to accomplish something, that we are not so egotistical that we cannot ask for the help, ask for the learning, and say, I don't know how to do this. Where can I find out the answers? How can I find a solution? Who can I enlist? Because we're not here alone, are we? We're part of a team. So humility is being part of that team, being coachable. And welcome, Karen. Glad to see you. Welcome to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. This is Bess McCarty. We're here every noon Eastern Time, either Jeff or I alternating the shows until we find a solution to do a dual Facebook Live. And maybe that will be through Zoom, but we're exploring those options right now. So we're alternating these weekdays, and thank you for bearing with us while we do that. I know that you guys like us as a team, and I really enjoy teaching with Jeff as a team too. So thank you for your patience with that. So humility says ask for help, be coachable, but it also says that life is a mirror, and whatever I don't like in another person or in life, I can guarantee that it is inside me. I say, no, it's that person. They're the one that's at fault in this case. They're the one that needs to change or needs to do something differently. If only they would be, listen more. If only they would be kinder. If only they would prospect more or whatever, then everything would be fine. So we want to look to others, right? So humility is, okay, now let me turn this around to myself. There's a teacher named Byron Katie, and she says, when you judge people, judge the heck out of them within yourself, write it down on paper. Oh, this is a so-and-so, this person does this and this and this. She said, judge completely, get it all out on paper, what that person does that bugs you, and then turn that around and say, now, how am I that? How is this in me? And where can I take care of this in me? Maybe I can't change another person, but I can change me. And if I like more honesty in the world, well, where is that person being dishonest? We'll take a look and write that down. Where am I being dishonest? And then take responsibility for that and change that. And guess what? That other person's behavior won't bug me so much anymore. Because I can often find workarounds, other people's dishonesty. I avoid them or deal with other people, or I find ways to compensate for that. Or if they don't pull their load or something like that. Or if, in network marketing, if they're not prospecting. And it really bugs you. Where am I not prospecting? Where am I not stepping up? Where am I not doing what I say I'm going to do? Where am I not suiting up and showing up? So that is humility. And welcome, Anand. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the likes and loves. And if you want to be a great network marketing leader, please type in yes, because I'd like to acknowledge you for that. And you're in the right place to study these. Jeff and I teach the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership Monday through Friday here at noon Eastern Time, and we repeat the 21 laws. Why? Until we have mastered it. This is the 21 Laws of the greatest leadership book ever written, the most popular and most sold book on leadership ever written. Thank you for the likes and loves. I appreciate that. John Maxwell's #1 leadership expert in the world. So if this is the #1 teacher teaching with his #1 book on leadership in the world, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, then let us study each of these laws every day until we have mastered it. And to me, that's going to take me a lifetime. So that's why we teach this every day. So the law of buy-in, what we're talking about today, is what does it take for your team or anyone that wants to follow you or join your team to buy into you? Because did you know people join network marketing often because of the person. They want to be in association with a person who is successful, positive, helpful, authentic, real, and all of those good things. So first they want to be in association with that person. That's even often ahead of the time of joining a company. And that's why sometimes when people leave a company or the company quits and go to another one, those people follow that leader, right? So this is the law of buy-in. So how can you increase that quality of the law of buy-in? So far, I was mentioning the 4 dimensions of character that you can check yourself out against. And the first one we talked about was authenticity. The second was self-management. The third was humility. And now the 4th one is courage. What does it take courage? To do the right thing, even if we're tempted to do another thing. Because guess what? People are watching. But even if they weren't watching, you want to feel good about yourself, right? You want to buy into yourself and feel right about your choices, your values and your choices. And do you act in a way that you can buy into yourself? Do you have the courage to, like one network marketer actually helped someone on his team, even though I think he lent him the money to, the person on his team came to him in a bad financial situation with his family and everything and said, could you lend me, I don't know, a few $100s or something to make my quota this month so that I can, my camera's moving here, moving. It has a magnetic thing. Fix it here. The perils of being out of your usual environment. You gonna stick now? Yes, we are. Okay. So he came to this network marketer came to his upline and said, can you lend me the $500 to make my quota so that I can get a bonus check this month? My family really, really, really needs it. And the person was in dire straits himself, but the other didn't know that. And he was going to use that same money for his own bonus and benefit, but he gave it or lent it to that person. That took a lot of courage to do because that little voice inside told him to do it. So that's why he did. And it all worked out in the end, but I thought that was a lot of courage. That was a lot of ethics that he did and that he followed. So, or sometimes it might be tempting to tell a little white lie because financially it would be a huge benefit to us, right? Or get us into an inner circle or something like that, to be just a little bit dishonest. Is that okay to have a huge gain in reputation or in financial? Is that okay? Well, eventually it seems that often people find out. But even if they don't find out, how will we feel about ourselves, and how will we, will we buy into our own selves then? So that's my little checklist I wanted to share with you today. Embrace your values. What will you stand for? What will you stand up for? And if you don't stand, Benjamin Franklin said, if you don't stand for something, then you stand for nothing. Or if you change what you stand for, then people will not follow you, because that's not being consistent. We want to do the right thing even when no one else is, even when we don't want to, even when no one else is watching. We want to value people every day and treat them with the respect. Sometimes that means putting them ahead of ourselves. And John Maxwell, I love this, he says, success often leads to the greatest failure of all, the downfall of our pride. Right? We want that to fail. David Brooks says, self-responsibility is produced by inner triumphs, not external ones. So very interesting. It's those little battles, the little choices that we make every day between, the devil and the angel talking to us. Am I going to follow this? Am I going to follow this? Am I going to do the right thing? So there's often a war going on within us of the positive and negative, and which one do we follow? It's a choice every day. And that will add to our character or subtract to our character, and people can feel that. So here's some questions that are good to ask. How much do people like working with you? The loyalty and engagement is about willingness to work, not the willingness to work for a leader, but the wanting to work for a leader. So how much is that wanted? And that often involves that trust. It's said that a good leader does not give people everything they want, but what they need. And this is engaging, speaking the truth, promoting autonomy, accepting responsibility, and practicing accountability. So we want to listen, we want to ask, listen, and then act with loyalty. This can involve talking with your team, seeing, well, what do they want? What is important to them? And listening to that, and then acting. In other words, you could take a survey among your team. What is most important to you? Or what do you want to bring to the world in your network marketing business? And then listen carefully to that and compile a mission statement, a dream, a purpose statement that John Maxwell's talking about. First, people buy into you, then they buy into your dream. But you could listen to them and talk with them, gather their goals together. And how could you gather all of your team's goals together and put that into one mission statement so that your whole team can get behind that? So that's the second thing that you can do as a leader, is definitely you need to present that dream. So to put this law into action, write your vision statement. And then write down the buy-in of each person on your team, of each member, on a scale of 1 to 10. And then develop a strategy to earn credibility with each one. That might be to change the vision statement or to improve it in some way, make it more relevant to what they want. Remember, you got that information by asking and listening, right? Some people put out surveys if they have a huge team. Otherwise, you can gather your team into a call or into a meeting or have lunch. Invite them over to your house someday and say, hey, where are we going? And what's important to you in life? And what's your main whys? Where are we all going as a group and as a team? And how can we create one vision mission statement that represents all of this, that all of us can get behind? And this can be our battle cry. This can be our purpose of doing network marketing. For a lot of people, it's bringing forth health, but also wealth and freedom of time and financial freedom. Because people want to get off the rat race, don't they? They want to get off the hamster wheel. And they want to improve their life when usually there's nothing else out there that can do it like network marketing. I've known people that were, $70,000 in debt from a medical, a partner's bad business decision in the medical supply field. And how did they get out of that debt? And this lady said to me, she says, how do you think we got out? I said, network marketing. She says, bingo. They became multimillionaires in network marketing. But what else? How else could they have done it? Not just getting a bunch of jobs and working 3 jobs each and getting out of debt. It's network marketing that provides that beautiful leverage. So that is part of the vision statement that you can bring to people. And welcome, Eugene. Glad to see you. So this is the law of the buy-in. Summing up for people who just came on. People buy into a leader first and then the vision. And someone asked John Maxwell one time, well, this is my vision. Do you think people will buy into it? And I said, tell me this first. Do people buy into you? And that takes a bit of work, doesn't it? It takes all these character building things that I just mentioned with authenticity, self-management or self-control, humility, courage. So let us take a look at these things in ourselves. I know this is not something we can get in a day, but guess what? If we can get 1% improvement today, that's 365% improvement over a year. So is there one thing that you got today that you heard, that you can put into action in your life and make that change today in your life? If there is, please, I'd love for you to type that in. I'd love to hear your takeaway. And do you have any question? Does anybody ever have a question for a network marketing coach about network marketing, or just about a coach about business entrepreneurship in general? I happen to be a coach for business and life for over 30 years, helping people. Before they called it a coach, I used to call it a body-mind therapist, holistic health practitioner. But I've been helping people overcome blocks in their life, whether business, health, wealth, love, all of that. If you have a question, even after the live is ended, please go ahead and type it in and I will respond to that. If you know someone who could benefit, love if you tag them here or share with them or even share to another Facebook group that could benefit from this. Remember, if you want the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership free ebook, just go to our Facebook group, the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. Over 500 MLM leaders there, and you can request membership. You can request that free ebook, and you can go back and find all the replays of all the 21 laws there for a year and a half, actually. So these are there. For those who are in our generic school, the MLM Millionaire Academy, we do have a class tonight called the MLM Leadership University. So for those who are in that class, we will see you there tonight. Every month we cover one of the books of John Maxwell, and this month of November is Becoming a Person of Influence. It is an incredible book, you guys. Every one of John's over 100 books are incredible, but we're taking the top dozen or so and going through one of the books a month within that class. We do a deep dive. This is an inner circle within our school. And if you'd like information about that, just private message me and say, hey, send me the link. I'd like to check out the MLM Leadership University. It's an incredible class. So that is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's recorded for those who maybe are not able to make it. Oopsie. Phone stand again. Maybe able to make it live. Oh gosh. Yeah, my tripod I do not have with me. Welcome, Thomas. How are you? We're going to close out now, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Is the law of victory, which means leaders always find a way. And I've got some stories for you tomorrow about that, network marketing victory stories. And I will be back with a live tomorrow, and then Jeff will be, so that is Thursday. Then Jeff will be back here Friday morning doing the live for you. And we're alternating days until we figure out how we can do dual screen again, possibly with Zoom or something like that. So we will let you guys know and wish you great leadership of integrity. Be the kind of person that your team will buy into. Then present the dream to them. Connect, be authentic, be honest, be trustworthy. Someone that they can buy into. Look who you buy into and why. Be that type of person. Okay, so look around you. Notice who you buy into. Develop that within yourself. I challenge you to do one thing today to transform yourself into a person that people will buy into. What will that one thing be? I'd love to hear it if you care to type that in. Thank you for joining today. See you tomorrow for the Law of Victory at noon Eastern Time, MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. Same place, Facebook Live, Bess McCarty page. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.